Hey guys, this is Daniel from Fantasy Boom. Welcome to our video. This video is for April 18th. We have a 3-game NBA slate tonight for the playoffs, and really excited to break down the slate. Yesterday was all right. A couple of things didn't go our way, but we're looking to get right back on track tonight. Watch this video to the end, and I'll show you how you can get your first pick 3 on this website for free. This is predictpicks.com, and this is where you can play a different kind of fantasy basketball. So instead of picking 8 or 9 guys total in the salary cap to try to make the best lineup possible, you pick any group of 2, 3, or 4 guys, and you predict whether they go over or under their projected number. This is based on FanDuel scoring. So I've got actually a handful. I got a lot of guys highlighted today. I like a lot of these plays today, and I'm really excited to see this many plays that I like. So let's get right to it because we got a decent amount of analysis to cover. So Paul George, 38.6. Here's the thing you need to know about Paul George. In game 1, he hit 8 3-pointers. 8. He's done that one other time this year, and it was versus Memphis. I am going to put my money out there and say that Paul George does not hit another 8 3-pointers. And they're going to make adjustments. Joe Ingles is a really good defender. And I don't think Paul George hits 8 3-pointers again. So I actually like him for the under today. Jimmy Butler. I went and did some research. And Jimmy Butler has never gone over this number at all in any of his games versus the Rockets this year. Not sure what it is. Doesn't matter if it's home or away. He just doesn't play very well versus them. So I'm gonna lean on that trend, and then I'm just gonna go Butler under this number because this number actually is fairly high. He's back from the injury, but he's not playing with like that same reckless abandon that he was playing with before the injury. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm just gonna go under here for Paul George. Rudy Gobert. He is a low usage player. He does one thing really well, and that's, be a bother to guys that are driving to the rim. He played 35 minutes, and he didn't reach his number last game, which I knew that would be the case. I'm going right back and saying that Rudy Gobert goes under 38.1 in today's game versus Steven Adams. Him and Steven Adams match up really, really well. They're just two defensive stalwarts that just nullify each other's performances, and they just cancel each other out. So I like him to go under today. Karl Anthony Towns has a really good history versus the Rockets, and in 3 games this year he's gone versus the Rockets. He's gone over this number. The shot distribution on the Timberwolves team was really, really weird last game. I expect that to change. And instead of Andrew Wiggins taking, all those shots, double-digit shots, instead of Jeff Teague taking double-digit shots, I expect them to get Karl Anthony Towns the ball and let him be the one that takes double-digit shots because he is the best person on their team. So I like Karl Anthony Towns to go over this number. Chris Paul, he had a really, really off game 1. And when I say really off, you look at his stats from game 1. He had I think 3 or 4 rebounds and like 4 assists, 5 assists. That is not a Chris Paul stat line. We know Chris Paul. Chris Paul is 8, 9 rebounds and 10, 11, 12 assists. That's who Chris Paul is. So if he has a game where he hits his season averages today, we're talking 14 points, 16 points, 12 assists, 8 rebounds, he goes over this. So I like Chris Paul to have a bounce back game going over this total. I'm not sure what happened last game. I didn't watch the whole game, but that was an anomaly, and I like it to revert back to the mean. I like him to go over today. And Kevin Love, this is too low. He's gone over this number every game versus Indiana this year, so I actually love Kevin Love. I love me some Kevin Love to go over this total today. The Cavs coach pulled him in the office and talked to him about his lack of aggression in game 1. In game 1, he took 8 shots. 8 shots. You're the second best player on the team behind LeBron James. No way in hell he should be taking 8 shots. He should be taking 16 shots. All right? So if Kevin Love comes out today firing like they said he was going to, like he even admitted he's going to, I'm expecting 16, 18 shots from Love today, and he's already grabbing double-digit boards. So giving, I'll take 20 points and 12 rebounds. Shit, that puts me right there. A block, a steal here or there, and then we're money. So I love a bounce back game for Kevin Love today. Carmelo Anthony, man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a used to be a really big fan of Carmelo, as a fantasy standpoint, but he's not the same fantasy player now that he used to be back in the day, and it's understandable. Not everyone stays an elite fantasy scorer. This guy is not an elite fantasy scorer. In game one, he had 38 fantasy points, and no, he had 3 steals and 2 blocks in that game. He doesn't get steals and blocks on a regular basis. So those 3 steals and 2 blocks equated to 15 additional FanDuel points, since this is based on FanDuel scoring. You take away those steals and blocks, he goes under this number. So he's going to revert back to the mean. I like Carmelo to go under. I don't think he's going over again. He's not getting the steals. He's not getting the blocks. And he doesn't do enough in the other areas to go over this number. So I like him to go under today. Then we got Andrew Wiggins, who took something like 15 shots in game one. Not happening again. He's going under. And I think this game, the Timberwolves reestablished their pecking order. And Andrew Wiggins goes back to doing what he normally does, which is standing on the three-point line on offense with his hands on his waist, standing there staring. All right. I like him to go under. He's very reliable for one thing, and that's not scoring fantasy points. So I like him to go under. Capella. Love me some Clint Capella. He dominates this matchup versus Karl-Anthony Towns, mainly because Towns does not play defense. So Capella today, I'm expecting him to, catch 7, 8 lobs for 16, 18 points. I'm expecting him to grab 12, 14 rebounds like he normally does. And I'm expecting him to block 2, 3, 4, 5 shots like he normally does. He'll annihilate this number. I really like him to go over. He's playing heavy minutes now because it's the playoffs and the Rockets aren't messing around. The Timberwolves are a team I think that can actually beat them in the first round. That could be up for debate by some people, but I like the Timberwolves, and I'm not being biased that I live in Minnesota. I really do like the Timberwolves, and Karl-Anthony Towns, as good as he is, he's not a good defensive player, so I like Clint Capella to do some work and get over that number tonight. Next, we got LeBron James, who in game one did not attempt a shot at all in the first quarter. And they're going to look to right the ship tonight. No way in hell they go down 2-0 versus Indiana. So I like them to come out in this first quarter absolutely firing on all cylinders. I like LeBron. This number is high. This is the highest it's ever been on this site at all since its inception. Well, since I've been playing, at least for NBA. But I think tonight he goes over it and he gets the job done and just makes a statement to the Pacers. Like, hey, look, we are the Kings of the East, not you guys. I like him to go over this 60 with a ridiculous amount of assists. And I like him scoring well over 30 real points tonight and putting his team on his back, and him and Kevin Love leading the charge. I like LeBron over. Oladipo. Looking at his game logs, and last game, I think in game one, he had 4 or 5 steals. Something he has been doing a little as of late, getting his hands in the passing lanes. But Cleveland acknowledged that they turned the ball over way the hell too much. And they're going to make some changes to ensure that they take care of the ball. Well, you take away some of those steals from Oladipo, he goes under this number. So I actually like Oladipo under. I think this is the game that Cleveland puts the clamps down and wins this game handily. And I like Oladipo under in this game. I do. And last but not least, we got Donovan Mitchell. 2 words. Well, I guess it's more than 2 words. Shooting guards versus OKC. All right. They've been getting killed by shooting guards since Roberson went down. This is no different. Mitchell dropped down at 50 fantasy points on them in game one. And he wasn't even that extraordinary. I expect him to do the same thing again, just because there's no good defensive presence that can guard him. So I love him to go over this number. This is too low. I love Mitchell to demolish this number tonight if he plays. They said his foot was hurting him or something like that. He's questionable, but he should play tonight. I like him to go over this number without any issues at all. If you guys want to sign up for Predict Picks, what you do is go to predictpicks.com. Since you don't have an account, this is what you're going to see. And what you do is click on I was invited by a friend. And then from here, you put your first name, put your last name, put your email, and then the invite code. You put in our referral code, which is 01283. And then you make your password. Yes, you're 18 years old. Sign up. On the next page, you have to put in the state where you're from to ensure that it's legal for you to play. And then you have to put in your Venmo, because you get paid out by Venmo. It's similar to PayPal, but it's instant, unlike PayPal. So when you sign up, you're going to get your first 3-player pick for free to win $25. So what that's going to look like is you're going to get to pick 3 of these guys and choose whether they go over or under, and it's free. And if you win $25. When you sign up with us, if you get it wrong and you miss it, well, then the next day, tomorrow, you'll get a chance to pick 2 players to win $20, and you'll keep getting that chance every day until you get it right to win $20. So this is a great way to play fantasy. I love it. A lot of my friends love it, and a lot of us have actually ditched FanDuel and Draft Kings for the rest of the year and are just playing this because it's just a lot less stressful of a way to play fantasy. So that's what I like for today, guys. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel. It really, really helps us out. We're a new channel, so when you even just give us a like, it really, really, really helps us out. All right. Thanks, guys. We're going to be doing these videos every day for the remainder of the playoffs until the NBA Finals get here. So come on back, check on back every single day, and I implore you, give it a try. And you get to try without any money of your own. Give it a try and actually see how fun this is. I think you're going to love it. They do NBA, they do NFL, and they've been doing golf too. So definitely got a handful of sports for everyone to try. So predictpicks.com, and yeah, all right. You guys have a good rest of the day, and see you guys tomorrow.